Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is February the 28th of 2020 and this is the One Cast. Today, oh gosh, I have boated up here to right above the Narrows. I'm going to start off by throwing a Sculpin and Peach 3/32 ounce orange head jig down the bluff side here on the channel side through the Narrows, and then I'm going to switch over to a silver flatfish. Yesterday, three of my friends and I, we came out and we fished from 1 until about dark, and we had our best luck dragging little jerk baits through this area, and then also fishing Sculpin and Peach or Sculpin and Ginger with an orange head. They were really hitting the orange head well yesterday. I've never tried one of those flatfish before. I think that ideally it works pretty much the same as dragging a miniature jerkbait, so I'm going to try that once I get into the Narrows down there. But for the first few casts, I'm gonna try this orange jig here on the bank. We got a lot of wind today, hence why I went with the 3/32. Yesterday I was throwing the 16th, but we didn't have this kind of wind, so I got the 3/32 on there to kind of combat the wind. That's on 4-pound tests on one of our Lilleys Landing 6'6" rods that we just got in. And we're gonna start the video here. Okay, so I'll take the boat off a spot lock. Had a real busy day on the lake today. It's, I don't know, 55 degrees and sunny, and just an absolutely beautiful day to be on the water, and lots of boats out today. We got a big group that's coming in to fish tomorrow, and some of them have showed up early and they're out on the water today fishing. And I've seen 2 trout that were 4 and 4.5 pounds that were brought into the dock today. One of them was caught on a black and chartreuse jig, and the other was caught on drifting a white power worm. Well, it was white head with an orange tail. The 4.5 pounder I think was 23 and a half inches long, and the 4 pounder was 17 inches long with a 12-inch girth. So just an absolute football of a rainbow trout. That's about the extent of the fishing reports I've got today. I think there was one other group that said they were doing pretty well on jigs. I did talk to Dwayne today. He had a trip that they started at 10 o'clock this morning and said that the fish were biting the jerk baits pretty well. Up from the cable down to the boat ramp on the south side, they were fishing jerk baits, and said they were doing really well. And he said that they went up behind Eagle Island and they were catching a lot of fish back there on 16th ounce jigs. This wind is blowing the opposite direction of the current today, so I'm hoping that when I start drifting that flatfish that it doesn't change my trajectory too much. And I think I should have gone with an 1/8 ounce jig, to be completely honest with you. This I was just looking at this 3/32 down in the water, and the wind's blowing so hard that it's really not sinking. I know it's a little late, but nothing officially on the One Cast. The wind wasn't quite this bad on my way up here, so I didn't quite expect this. Alright, I'll tell you what, I think I'm just going to switch over and try dragging, because I am not having much luck getting my jig to the bottom. So that was the silver flatfish. We sell these up in the shop. It's going to be my first time trying it, so we'll get to try it together today. And that is on about 2.5, 3 foot a leader, 4-pound test, with a Carolina rig with an 1/8 ounce weight. That wind is ripping. Looking to be a really beautiful weekend. I think the warm-up is gonna be like 65 degrees tomorrow and 70 or 69 or something like that the next day, and the rest of next week's looking to be, I think, no colder than low 50s. So we got a beautiful week coming up, and this weekend's gonna be absolutely gorgeous on the lake. I don't think they're calling for any rain until sometime next week. I hope that this wind isn't affecting the mic too much, but it is just, I mean, I bet it's blowing 20 miles an hour. We didn't catch too many fish yesterday that had much size to them. I think we caught like 2 that were 18, and those were on the orange-headed jigs up by the cable. But everything else we caught yesterday, even dragging those 3-inch jerkbaits, was all relatively smaller. Seemed like maybe they were from the Federal hatchery. I managed to get a lot of moss. Yesterday we were hanging this very inside edge, which is what I'm attempting to do right now, but I am just getting blown from one side to the other. Man. Really hoping I can get out of the wind a little bit when we go around this corner. It is making fishing very hard today. I don't think the wind was blowing like this down when I went through by Short Creek, so it could just be an effect where the wind's tunneling through the narrows here. Oh, that might have been a fish. Or maybe just moss. I just cannot believe how crazy this wind is right now. One thing to note, if I was out here fishing right now and I wasn't on a time restraint, I'd probably go back behind Eagle Island right here and where the wind's being blocked, and probably fish like a 16th ounce jig. Because in this amount of wind, I mean, even if I had a 1/8 ounce jig on to throw, this is the kind of wind that would even keep that from reaching the bottom. That may have been a miss. I think tonight, assuming if it's not too windy, I'll probably go up to the dam and try some night fishing on the jerkbait. I'll probably hang that same south side that Dwayne was fishing down, and hopefully they'll be biting it tonight like they were biting it today for him. think that I'm going to try tying on one of the little minnow style jerk baits we were using yesterday, and I'm going to drag that for just a second longer, and if I don't have any luck, I'm going to go in without knowing what a fish looks like today. Okay, so this is just a little 3-inch minnow style jerk bait, kind of in a shad coloring, and this is what we caught most of our fish on yesterday, other than the orange-headed jigs. So I'll just try dragging this for a couple more minutes, and if I don't have any luck, then that's it for me today. Because this wind is just something else. It certainly didn't appear to be this windy from the dock. So I'm thinking I might have went to the wrong spot today. So what's happening to me here is the wind is blowing the boat fast enough upstream that my drift is actually going past the boat sideways, and it's not very conducive for dragging something. Looks like there's a boat or two up behind Eagle Island getting out of the wind. Smart thinking on their part. We did manage to catch 10 or 15 fish down by Short Creek dragging these little jerk baits yesterday. So it wasn't just a thing that was working in the trophy area, it was working outside of the trophy area as well. Oh, there was a hit. Oh, man. So what I've done on this jerkbait is I took the very front hook off so that it wouldn't get hung up on the bottom as much. Which is definitely something to do if you're going to be out here dragging these things. Definitely take that front hook off and just leave the very back one. It keeps you from losing as many jerkbaits. I think I'm going to go down to this next dock, and if I don't catch anything, then that's it for me today. Something you can do when you're dragging these as well is every once in a while just give it a little short pull. Kind of makes the minnow look like it's scurrying away. If there's a fish nearby, they'll often attack it because they feel like the food they were looking at is getting away from them. I'll have to go out and play around with fishing those flatfish lures and figure out what's the best length of leader and everything for them, and I'll get back on here and do another video with them. It'd be really cool to know what a fish looks like today, but I'm running out of room. I got about 100 feet left. Oh my, here comes the wind again. All right, well, I made it past the dock. I think I'll have to give the fish a victory today. They hired the wind to help defeat me. Anyway, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Hopefully we can see what a fish looks like tomorrow. Thanks, guys.